This is the Dividend Coffee channel, and what I'm doing is that I'm going to do this a bit early this week because we're coming into a new year, into 2025. So, what I'm going to do is a recap on 2024 and just explain how much money I've actually made. Um, it's not really a concise figure because of some of the variables, things like um, realized and only thing I'm going to consider is realized profits, dividends, and interest. I'm not going to calculate things like unrealized profits or losses, and I'm not going to calculate stamp duty into this, which I believe would probably reduce it down by maybe £4 or £5. And so there's certain things that I'm not doing the calculation for, but you get the general idea of how well I've done in 2024. Obviously, I didn't start this at the beginning of 2024, so I started this around about um, around about 5 months ago. So um, it's it's a part year in effect. So um, something like um, we're really calculating how much we've made over really about 5 months, as opposed to how much we've made over a year. So um, with that all out the way, I'll give the basically reveal how much I've made over a 5 month period. And obviously, it's the whole point of this was to see if I could make enough with dividends and realized profit and interest to see if I could make more than 12 Witherspoon coffees. The 12 Witherspoon coffees, I think when I had a coffee last, it was actually 156, not 159. So it's 156 times 12. That might fluctuate a little bit, depend on where the Witherspoons will put that up or down. I've also just realised that Witherspoons itself is a PLC, so you can actually buy shares in them. So that might be a little fun thing to do at some point. Buy some of their shares, and maybe if they make see what their yield is, and I think it's 2%, and see if we can actually get Witherspoons to help buying their shares, help them pay for my own coffees, which would be quite fun to do. But yeah, this is something that I'm going to look at just for the last 5 months, really, since I've been doing this on Trading 212. And well, let's see how well or how badly I've done. So we'll look at realized profits first. And so that's the difference between when you buy a share at a certain price and you sell that share for a profit or for a loss. And whatever the difference is, it's either negative, so you're going to lose money, or it's positive and you're going to gain money. So that's what would come up in your realized profits. So let's click on orders, and it should be in here. So my realized profits for the last 5 months is £47 and 33 pence, which is, compared to somebody who's been investing for a while, that's probably not not a great return. But for somebody in a novice position like myself who doesn't really do a lot of investing, well, I think I should be pretty pleased with that. I think it seems quite reasonable. At least I haven't lost any money, so that must be a good thing. I could have easily have lost money as well, so haven't done too badly there. So I've talked to people on social, like social media within trading 212, and they've told me that the dividends and the interest are different from the realized profits, so you have to add them together. If this isn't correct, please let me know if somebody knows this to be different. So what I'm going to do then, I will look at the dividends now, and we can add. So say £47.33, and let's call that £3 to make it easy. So we're up around about the £50 mark, and these are my dividends that I've made. So on the 27th of December, I made 9 pence. On the 20th of December, I made 56p with BP. On the 13th of December, I made 41p with B&M. On the 29th of November, I made 25p with City of London investment. On the same date, I made 22p from Green Code UK. On the 10th of October, I made 21 pence with GSK. On the 20th of September, I made 5p with BP. On the 10th of September 2024, I made £1.06 with, so that's really the highest I've made out of them all, with Lloyds Banking Group. And the first one that I ever made would have been on the 30th of August 2024, and that was 0.11 pence. So the first ever dividend I've made on Trading 212 is 11 pence. So that's good. And the final combined figure is £2.96. So what about interest? To date, with this is the interest that you have in your stocks and shares ISA, and it's before you buy shares. So this fluctuates. If you bought some shares, it will go down. If you sell shares, it goes up. So it depends on how much you've got in there at the time. But I've made a decent £1.87. So overall, if you combine the three, roughly speaking, it's about £52, and which I can say that £52 profits is pretty good. What I've actually done is I've actually just reinvested that profit back into other investments. So it's like £52 that I've now invested that I didn't use any of my own money to invest. And so I think that's what I'll continue to do. And the actual coffees themselves that I buy, I just buy them out of petty cash, and I don't really can really think about it, but it's the challenge that could I do it using dividends and using realized profits. And well, so far to date, I could have certainly have purchased 12 coffees, which was my goal. So I can say we can tick the box for that, and we can say that we've actually achieved that. So that's a good thing. Things that you really would have to consider in reality are things like stamp duty. So that'd be, say, another £5 off. Because if you take the pennies that you pay on every time you buy stocks, with that would certainly add up over time. So stamp duty you'd have to consider, and also unrealized profits. So although you don't lose money until you buy or sell shares, until you actually sell the shares, and if you sold them at a loss, you'd lose money, but only at that point it becomes realized profit or loss. And but in fact, I'm still actually something like £17 in. If we go here, yeah, I'm £18 and 83p down at the end of trading today. So you could actually take that out of the £52 if you were saying how much you've currently know that you have in profits, and because that, even if you took that amount out, £18, that would still bring me into the £30 mark. So I'd still have made enough to buy those 12 cups of coffee either way. So for 2024, so that's all I have for 2024, and I think this shows that if you're very cautious, and I think the important thing here is that I've really built this up over 5 months, but I've only put in, say, £20 or a little bit more or less a week, and I've just built it up really slowly. So I've been building it up at a slow rate and also learning at the same time. So when I'm making mistakes on when to buy in at the moment, because I've got no correlation of previous information, I might buy it slightly high, but that really isn't a problem because I'm buying it such a small amount of money. In the future, I could double the money on any one stock and bring it back up to a level that would bring it into profit. And not that you really want to do that, but what I'm trying to say is that when anybody who wishes to start investing does so, and I'm certainly not giving any sort of financial advice or anything at all, so take this with a pinch of salt, but definitely take everything that I say or do with a pinch of salt. And but from what I've experienced to date, I think that anybody starting off should start off putting little tiny bits in so that they gain experience at the same time as they start to invest. So the more they invest, the more experience they gain. The other thing that I've done is I have got I've got an S&P 500 here, the Vanguard, and this is a index fund. and basically this invests in 500 US companies. So there's another way of actually reducing your risk in some sense, investing in, say, American companies using the Vanguard. There is a little slight fee on this, but I think it's like invisible. You don't really see it. So that's something that I did because I didn't want to consider or think about how American stocks work. And I thought it'd be just enough to learn a little bit about British stocks. So yeah, that's something else that I've done. And yeah, this is a pensioner's perspective on learning a little bit about the stock market and how it works, and if it's possible to make a little bit of money, if only to buy those cups of coffee when you're once a week when you're out with a friend, or if you have a bus pass and you go to a Witherspoons coffee when you've gone for a nice run on the bus, and you go into Witherspoons and you feel to yourself, well, the bus pass was free. If you're in the UK, it is free, and you get free bus travel. And then you get to your destination and you go and have a coffee, and it's really nice to feel that you could have a free coffee as well, especially if you're a pensioner, and that's really nice, and especially in the winter when it's cold in the UK. That's all I have for today, and I'm going to switch this off now. And thank you all for listening. If anybody's actually been listening, I'm going to put this off. Well, thank you, and bye for now.